Inside Out 2 is my favorite Pixar film since, let's see, is it better than Turning Red? Yeah. Is it better than Soul? Yeah. What about The Incredibles 2? I mean, that was, I can't even remember what that was about. So let me see. Inside Out 2 is my favorite Pixar film since, alright, let's look at the calendar. Oh, since 2015's Inside Out.
I'm joy. This is sadness. That's anger.
What?
This is disgust. And that's fear.
Inside Out 2 picks up a few years after the first and follows Joy and the other emotions as they navigate Riley's more complex emotions coming in.
Ari, we wanted to make such a good first impression.
What do you mean we?
It's a simple story, but it's told with a lot of love, which elevates it from being forgettable. Looking at you, Incredibles 2.
To do it, Dad. They want us to do it this
I don't
way.
know that way. Why would they change math? Math is math.
okay,
Math
Dad.
is math.
Inside Out 2 isn't better than the first film, but it's a lot more satisfying with the group dynamic, because that was missing in the first film in my opinion, and here they make it so much more rich.
React much?
I barely touched it.
Let the professional handle this.
I'm too gross to go anywhere ever again.
By having the core emotions more in tune with each other this time around, I was able to bond with the 5 main emotions this time, instead of being like, whoa, Bill Hader was in this? Everyone involved does a great job. However, I think the inclusion of Maya Hawke's anxiety was perfect.
My team has run all the data and we're looking at the following likely scenario.
The role is not only very well written, but Maya Hawke's performance is just so good. Like, she elevates the role and loses herself in it. It's quite lovely, frankly. What wasn't lovely, however, was being let down by the animation. Now let me explain. It's a nice looking film and has some wonderful stuff in it. However, in a post-Spider-Verse world, it looks decently designed, but it looks like it has a very expensive coat of paint over it. Like, for instance, Puss in Boots 2 doesn't look as expensive as a lot of movies, but it's a lot more artistically satisfying than its predecessor, and even cost $20 million less. It took the freedom of a post-Spider-Verse world, aka audience became more accepting of a non-traditional 3D animated film, and ran with it and made something excellent. Inside Out 2 is a $200 million film that looks like it cost about $100 million. I know it sounds like I'm being very hard on Inside Out 2, but it's a very expensive movie and Pixar has such a long, beautiful history. And their wow factor is frankly missing, visually, from their films lately. And I would love for that to come back, hopefully soon. Because as popular as Inside Out 2 is, I can't see it being as revolutionary especially on an animated scale as Inside Out 2, as Toy Story 2. Because Toy Story 2 felt like a giant leap forward in terms of scale, in terms of heck everything. And now we look at the gap between Inside Out 2 and Inside Out 1, and the only thing that's really improved is the box office. Thank you so much for listening to our new episode on Inside Out 2. If you have any suggestions for our next episode, please leave a comment, and have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for listening.